Hey Leo, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general energies for the week of October 10th. I'm going to be separating career from relationship. I'm going to do love first and then career. So just check the timestamp. If you're not interested in love, just pop down below and then you could just click on that and move forward in the video for that. Remember, you want to check your rising sign, moon sign, and Venus for the most complete messages, for the most holistic read for you. All right, so first let's pull a crowning energy. Let's see what's going on for relationship, what we need to know from the magic in you. Okay, we have Epoch. Pause in your journey. This is kind of like the, not to bum you out, all right? This is not a bad thing, Leo. It's not, but it's equivalent to the Tower energy. And this is almost like the kind of energy, though, where you kind of feel like your life is split down the middle, right? And so something in your life, it could be in one part of your life, which ends up impacting another part of your life, can feel very traumatizing, very painful. Now, this is the relationship portion, but it would be silly to not understand that. If, for example, you lost your job, it's not going to impact your relationship. But this could certainly simply be something within yourself or within a relationship that you're in right now. Or maybe you're struggling to get through healing in some sort of relationship that didn't work. That can certainly be indicated here. But all meaningful change comes after a time of, well, for lack of a better term, great destruction, right? This pulling down, clearing out of the old to make way for the new. Remember, the Tower energy is Mars. Mars is that warrior planet that comes in and is like, all right, do you actually belong here in this thing? Because I don't think so, right? Because then the Mars is brings you to the Chariot energy, which is all about pulling you away from something that's toxic, that's not ultimately meant for you, so that you can travel towards that Cancer fourth house home space. So ultimately, it is whatever's coming down here, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a belief system, whatever it is that you were involved in, it really honestly was not ultimately meant for you in the long run, but that doesn't make it easy or okay right now. It's almost like a volcano or an earthquake, it's as horrible as those things are, and they always are, they end up bringing, ultimately for the earth anyway, new opportunities for growth and evolution. So it really is about like necessary purging right now. I feel like you guys are doing that. You guys have Mars retrograde in your ninth house of beliefs. I feel like you've been going through a lot. You've had the stellium in your sixth house, which rules your health, mental, physical, emotional, as well as your day-to-day work environment, right? And then you guys have Venus in Virgo right now, having to do with what you value. And Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is going to be in your fourth house of home. So having it in Scorpio, guys, just like generally across the board, you're going to be doing a lot of digging up about your childhood, about why you think the way you do, who you are, how you've become to become who you are. Those of you who've been together for a long time, living with a partner, a lot of issues might be dug up right now. All of that's happening, right? I mean, that's just general. I'm going to talk in a moment about other things that are going on particular to this week, but that is what this energy means, right? And this is not a bad thing. It's not. It's a pause, right? Literally like waiting before you make your next move. New developments are ahead. Everything is sort of working its way into place how it's supposed to, and you just really do need to understand that that's what's happening right now. All right, so let's pull the tarot for past, present, near future, and final outcome. The challenges always have their way of popping in as we go through the energy, so I'm not pulling a separate row on that. And then we'll pull a bunch of whatever else we feel like we need. So on October 12th, we do have Jupiter is going to be sextiling Neptune. Remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is the landlord of the ninth house, which is why I feel like you guys have Mars retrograde in there. And what does all that mean? That means that this is a beautiful week for you as far as really reevaluating and reassessing what it is that you believe. It can also be for some of you how you connect with other cultures. It could have to do with something to do with higher education. This is just kind of in general, but it going well, because a sextile is a beautiful connection. It's where things are easy. And when it's with Neptune, which rules Pisces, that's about our subconscious. That's about our dreams. It's what we want to do. Now, Leo, you might feel a little like you want to escape, because Neptune ruling Pisces, which is the 12th house of self-undoing, it's where our addictions hang out. You might have this where it feels a little too easy to get sort of lost in something. You just want to be a little mindful of that, but it is a really, really good energy, I have to say. It really is. I like it a lot for you guys, because I feel like as you are reformulating what it is that you want, or not what you want, what you believe, there's going to be this beautiful sort of softening energy. And speaking of softening energies, we do have Venus in Virgo. And even though Venus is usually debilitated in Virgo, I like it because Venus is all about what we value: money, love, our self-respect, our self-value. And Virgo is all about problem solving. It's a very problem solving, very pragmatic, very, okay, what do we need to do kind of energy. So having this, I think is I think it's going to be a good thing for you, having it in that second house of what it is that you value. It's not only money. Second house, everybody always says just money. It's more than that. It's the food you put in your mouth. It's the roof over your head. It's the things that you value in your immediate environment, the people in your life, right? So I do think that that's a good thing. And then we have this really nice new moon in Libra in the 11th, which is going to be in a 4-degree conjunction with the sun. So, the sun illuminates our, onto the moon. So it really does illuminate our emotions. So we're going to be very in our feels. Now, this is going to be a really good energy to commit to personal goals. Going to be a lot easier here. We're going to have, all of us are going to just generally have more support when it comes to negotiating without compromising our principles, without feeling like we need to appease anybody, give anybody lip service. It's a time to work on rebalancing our relationships and to recognize our partners as teammates and not adversaries. Right? For those of you who are in that space, obviously not everybody is in relationship. But what I like about this is about synthesizing opposites. So this is good. Again, problem-solving energy right now. But this new moon, I do have to say, has a tense configuration since it'll be opposing Mars retrograde, which is going to be squaring that stellium, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, which you guys have had in your 6th house, which I mentioned, day-to-day work environment, but also your mental, physical, and emotional health. So you might be feeling this tension there, right? Because this lunation is going to form a trine to the North Node, suggesting that we're ready to learn and grow from some sort of situation that's being understood right now as a block, something getting in your way, some kind of challenge, right? But Venus, the ruler of this new moon, because Venus rules Libra, is going to be in this space right now and in this opposition to Neptune specifically, suggesting that we're battling what really are in reality overblown expectations. So just keep that in mind, because whenever Neptune is there, we don't see things clearly. I always say with Neptune, it's like trying to look at reality through a dirty window. So there are going to be some tensions in that way. That especially the cardinal signs, especially, you guys are not a cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. But I always give that anyway, because you guys are not completely Leos, right? If you're a Leo sun or you're a Leo rising, what are your other placements? It's very important to understand your other placements, especially your rising sign and moon sign rules your emotions. So if you have cardinal energies, you're going to be feeling it more. But Libra, remember, is all about the scales. So there's going to be fairness going on. I like this energy in what is otherwise a ridiculous year. I kind of feel like we have pockets of gifts this month. So let's revel in the pockets of gifts, shall we? So we have the Magician working with the Four of Cups, working with the King of Cups, working with the Fool. So this is in the recent past here. So the Magician is a Mercury energy, right? Mercury rules the 3rd and 6th house, which has to do with communication, learning, our mental, physical, emotional health, our everyday work environment, the two of them together, 3rd and 6th house. The reason I'm putting them together is because the Magician is an alchemical energy, right? So it's about blending. So we're looking to blend these mercurial energies in order to make something happen. So this is about focused creativity, Leo, turning visions into reality and being able to have very inspired action. All right, now that was working with the Four of Cups. Now, at the same time, there is this energy of apathy that you guys are feeling very unfulfilled in relationship, in having to do with whether you're married, whether you're single, feeling very sort of unfulfilled in being single, feeling very unfulfilled in a relationship, feeling unfulfilled that you guys are in a weird space. But remember that the Four of Cups energy means you're not seeing the full picture. There's something here that you're not recognizing about yourself. For example, maybe you weren't as ready, or you're not as ready for a relationship as you thought you are or were. Or maybe what you're identifying in that other person are just poking, that really bothers you, are just poking at old wounds that are left unhealed in you from past experiences that you had, whether it's from your early childhood or whether it's from past experiences, whatever it is. But regardless, it is this feeling of, I feel unfulfilled. I don't feel happy. Is this all there is? Or, why can't I meet somebody that I really like? And, and it's almost kind of that energy where it's like, I'm never going to meet anybody. But the response to that energetically is, yes, you will, but you just have to look at something a little more closely. And we have this working with the King of Cups and the Fool. Guys, this is fabulous. I mean, maybe some of you have recently met, because this is a court card. So the King of Cups could be you, another energy, or just a general energetic influence. That's how it is with the court cards. It's the right way to interpret it, right? To give the different configurations. So the King of Cups is a very supportive energy, very tolerant, very empathetic. So Leo, you might be finding yourself in that space. Maybe you just met somebody like that. Maybe this is your partner, or it's a general energetic influence where you're feeling particularly tolerant, particularly empathetic right now, and especially supportive. And we have this working with the Fool energy, which is a Uranus energy. It's all about, you're very focused on the future. And the Fool is about having fresh hope, taking chances, a new path, some sort of new beginning. It's throwing caution to the wind. It's trying a different strategy. It's trying a different path. This could just be doing something different. The Fool truly is that energy where it's like, okay, so Leo, how have you been doing things in your life? And how's that going for you as far as relationship goes? How's it working out? The choices that you've made so far, you know what I mean? And realizing it doesn't mean everybody's going to be leaving their relationship, but maybe it's time to sit down and have that conversation about maybe making some changes, so that you guys can grow together rather than apart. Or you guys could sit down and have that conversation to mend something that is seemingly broken. Or this is you, being all up in your lion feels, feeling very brave, saying, I'm going to put myself out there. It's time for me to meet somebody and just move it on. Really put myself out there and move it on. So this was in the recent past. So right now I see we have the Ten of Cups energy, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So these are very interesting energies, Leo. I see you very focused on, this idea of total love and support, this idea of family contentment. I also see you walking away, withdrawing, retreating, moving on, abandoning something. As the Eight of Cups energy is Saturn in Pisces, which is about recognizing, when we blend in astrology, like Pisces is really about our wishes. It could also be about, are we feeling victimized here as well? There could be that kind of balance where maybe you felt like a victim in a situation. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't. Maybe that's just your subjective understanding. It doesn't really matter, but it is this kind of thing where it's like, this person's never going to be able to be A, B, and C. This person's never going to be what I need. I feel like I'm sacrificing something being here. I need to walk away from it. Ten of Wands, it becomes too stressful, too exhausting, it's too burdensome. I just can't do it. And then we have the Six of Cups energy, guys, and here we have some nostalgia kicking in, and we have the energy of reunions here, which, it's like the funniest, crazy retrograde year, right? I mean, so we still have Chiron in Aries retrograde until mid-December. So a lot of us, everybody, is going to be looking at particular areas in our life where we're going to be doing this, looking in the rearview mirror, doing some serious self-reflection, also reflecting on relationships, and perhaps having a different perspective, saying, you know, I don't like that they did A, B, and C, but maybe I didn't handle this, this, and this the best. You know, and while I'm saying like taking ownership so you can grow, it doesn't mean taking ownership so that you can get back with somebody. So the Six of Cups energy could at least mean energetically revisiting something. Many of you are going to be reconnecting. Many of you are going to be going back to a more innocent stage in your relationship, right? Many of you who've been together for many years, where you go back, it's sort of feeling nostalgic for a more innocent time in your relationship. Others of you who are single, you can absolutely be meeting somebody new, but maybe not so new. Like if you know you never met the person before, but you feel like you've met them. I always call that a past life connection. That's definitely like a kindred spirit kind of thing. Or you might be connecting with somebody on social media that you used to work with, or maybe you went to school with a long time ago. You met them on your journey at some point, and that can be a Six of Cups energy too. It doesn't mean that you had to be intimately connected with them. That's not what it means. It means crossing energies again, and then you needing to make the decision, making the decision to do that. So for guys, some of you may be just like, you know what, I want to just leave the toxicity behind. This Eight of Cups, it's leaving. It's abandoning something. And it could be abandoning the stress, abandoning the burdens, abandoning being single, abandoning, you know what, the way we did that relationship last time, we can't bring it forward with us. We have to focus on really very much like, healing something and focusing on being happy, being content, just really loving and supporting each other. Others of you are going to be very focused on this idea of being in a situation where you have total love and support, very much so. You're very much thinking about the past. This could absolutely be, but some of you are like, nope, I can't go back there. No matter how much I want to, I just can't. It just ended up being too stressful. So some of you may be very like of two minds, where you very much want to get back with somebody, but you're remembering things and it's like, I don't know if I could do that again kind of thing, Leo. And then we have in the near future, we have the Five of Wands working with the Princess of Swords, working with the Two of Swords, working with the Chariot. Okay, so let's start with the Five of Wands first. So the five is always conflict, wands are will. So when we put those two together, what do we have? A battle of the wills. We have Saturn and Leo, right? I mean, and when Saturn's in you guys, honestly, egotism shows up. Not saying you are, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it might be something like energetically in the connection. But I always say with the Five of Wands too, this could definitely be sort of like an internal conflict, like a battle of the wills within yourself. Like, I want that, but no, but because of this, this, and this, but I really want this person, but no, and kind of coming up with your own list, which may be very valid, but yet you cannot help but feel energetically pulled. But that is the general energy of it. But there's this idea of rivalry, and there's this idea of challenges and obstacles here with this situation, where it's just like not a very clear seeing eye to eye, and that's working with the Princess of Swords. Now, when we have the Princess of Swords, this is about truth, right? It really is. This is about truth. Now, also, some of you may be in a situation where too many people are involved in your stuff. It's my family thinks, and my family said, and my friends think, and my friends, and this one even said, and that, could be that. Could be somebody sees something on social media about your partner, about this person, whatever, and then like gossip starts, prying eyes. That could definitely be. But it's also truth, okay? It's just straight up, it's about a new truth, because page indicates a new cycle. So there's some sort of new truth that gets incited, where there ends up being this bit of like a battle of the wills, right, with the Five of Wands energy, and then we go to the Two of Swords energy. So Two of Swords is about, you know what, it's time to compromise and time to make a decision, Leo. You need to make a decision. Are you going to compromise? Are you not going to compromise? You can't stay on the fence, even if it's only in your own mind. You know what I mean? Like, even if, let's say, you're not even with a person, or you're with a person, whatever it is, right? this, I feel like, because this is very mental energy. Swords are mental. So you need to figure things out inside your own mind, like what side of the fence are you going to just jump onto and dig your feet into at this point, right? And we have the Chariot energy, and the Chariot is about making the decision to leave whatever's toxic. This is about action and change. This is a journey, right? A new, it's a new method of, communicating, first of all, as well. But whatever it is, it's leaving a toxic way of being behind, and it's going towards a much healthier metaphorical home space. Remember what I said before about the Tower being connected to the Chariot being connected to Cancer, right? It's kind of like energetically, how this is supposed to play out. So it's realizing that whatever you guys are, whatever there's battling going on, whatever battle is going on here, whether it's internal or external, you are very actively trying to move yourself out of what doesn't seem to be the healthiest space for you. Whether you're in a relationship, maybe you're not in a relationship, be very focused on creating a healthy circumstance for you. I mean, you guys are Leo. You guys are the fifth house of fun. You want to be friends with your partner. It's very important to you. I think I mentioned this last time. That's something you really need to think about. Somebody could be like crazy attractive and all of these other things, but are they your friend? Because at the end of the day, that's got to really trump everything else, because that is the energy that, right? I mean, because looks go away, right, guys? I mean, keeping it real. I mean, we can't make ourselves attracted to people, but at the end of the day, it is the sustenance of somebody's character that's going to carry us the long haul, and how you feeling in that way. And where are you at with that? So as a final outcome, we have the Four of Wands. We have the Hanged Woman. All right, I'm cracking up here. We have the Princess of Coins, and we have the Princess of Cups. Leo, I see you stepping into this next stage of your life, and you're just being, I'm not sure. I'm a little confused, right? Because we have the Hanged Woman hanging out there, which is a Neptune energy. All right, let's break this down. So the first energy we have is Four of Wands, which is the honeymoon card. Okay, this is about strong foundation, really nice energy. This is Venus in Aries. So whenever we have Venus, obviously is everything that we value. It's love. It's just being in this beautiful space. And Aries is about a fresh path and a new perspective. And hey, let's do this. Let's move forward. Let's figure out how we can deepen this. Let's figure out how we can fix this. Let's find a home together. Let's, it's after the Three of Wands, right? But keep in mind, it's also before the Five of Wands, which is where the ego is going to kick in, right? So this Four of Wands energy is focusing on what really matters to create a strong foundation. But you're going to be confused, because this energy is about, first of all, saying, all right, am I sacrificing something within myself here? Maybe I need to get a different perspective. Maybe I'm sacrificing something that I know is good for me. I need to gain wisdom. Very... let me pause for a moment and just think about this kind of thing. Now, not everybody's going to be pausing. Some of you may, but this could absolutely be happening internally, for sure. And then we have two princess cards. We have the coin and we have the cups. So this is about, first of all, when we talk about the cups first, this is just a new way of doing love. New way of doing love. Princess is the young end of the court cards, right? This isn't an ace. Okay, this isn't an ace. This is equivalent to a page energy, right? Which would be equivalent to a new cycle. So some sort of new cycle. So for those of you who are in a marriage or in a long-term relationship, definitely a new conversations are going to be happening, a new deepening, a new coming to terms with stuff. Those of you who are single, you're really opening yourself up to not be afraid, to identify what it is that you really want, need, and desire, right? But this is a new energy that indicates somebody coming in and offering you something, which is beautiful, in a new cycle. And I like the Princess of Coins here, because this is about doing it with patience and being very patient with this mental, physical, and emotional connection, right? Because when we're talking about relationships and coin energy in tarot, it does not have to mean actual money. It means mental, physical, and emotional connection. But again, this new cycle. So we have two new cycles of connection, and then we have this foundation energy working with confusion, you know, just working with, and it's not even the kind of confusion that, you know what, it's the kind of confusion, like literally Neptune is like, I always say, it's like, I hate to be repetitive, but it's like looking through a thick fog or trying to see through a very dirty window. It's the confusion is just seriously not knowing how this can end up turning out. And that could be very uncomfortable sometimes, you know. You're laying your heart out on the line. Maybe somebody's saying that things are going to be different. Will they, won't they? Who knows? You know, you just don't know which way the energy can end up going. And so that could be uncomfortable, right? Now, the danger, right, of the hangman energy is that it can end up in analysis paralysis, where you end up so trapped analyzing things, you know, and like identifying where maybe you were the victim, or things didn't go your way, or this, that could end up inhibiting the growth that's meant to happen, right? Because we are energetic human beings, right? We're not puppets to the energies. So let's pull for some psychology going on here. I need more time to figure things out, but I don't want to lose you. So Leo, this may be an energy that you're receiving from a partner. It does definitely would be resonating for some Leos who are already partnered, obviously. I need more time to figure things out. So maybe you guys are either in a weird space or you're not together in the moment. I'm now feeling the fallout of my actions. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's healthy though. Stuff happens. Part of the human condition, guys. Nothing's perfect, right? Nothing is perfect. This relationship makes me feel bad about myself. You're too hard on me. Okay. So, Leo, you might be feeling that way, or you might be making them feel like that. You know, this is, and that may be perhaps the way they responded. They need more time to figure things out. Okay, let's see. We'll pull a few island time wellness here. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection. Girl talk, time with friends. It could be boy talk too. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. So for those of you in relationship, I feel like there's a break in the dynamic right now. It does seem like that. And it does seem like somebody is just not ready to, you know, give what's necessary for this relationship to work in the moment. We have Saturn, the first house of self, working with Capricorn. Oh, okay. So some of you may just be like Leo. Some of you may just be totally focused on your work right now, right? Very focused on your work, very focused on yourself. First house is the house of self. Maybe you're focused on, you know, changing your look, because the first house also rules our physical presentation. And remember now, because Capricorn is the landlord of the 10th house of career, and Saturn is the ruler. So these are the two. Now, this could also be that you're doing some serious work on yourself right now, Leo, to make yourself the best version that you could be for yourself in relationship. And that could be whether you're with somebody or whether you're not. It's like for many of you are not playing anymore. You're just not. With Mars retrograde in that 9th house of your belief system, Mars is making you look at stuff. And that is the reality for the Leo energy, especially Leo risings, because the house placements go according to our rising sign. That's why it's so important to know your chart and to know the time you're born. Guys, this isn't only me. This is every astrologer out there. That's the way when we talk about house placements, it's always driven by your rising sign. Okay, so it's very important to check your rising sign if you're interested in understanding house placements as well. And just understanding yourself, right? Because our rising sign, our first house, is our personality. It's how we meet the world. It's how the world meets us. It does rule our physical appearance. It's ourselves. It's like, oh, I'm alive. Here I am. These are my hands kind of energy. All right. So, Leo, my friends, let's go into career. I'm going to pull a black moon card for the crowning energy for career. Not doing the Lenormand this time around. Oh my gosh, look at this, Capricorn. Right? We just got Saturn and Capricorn as the closing energies for the relationship. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys are just focused on work, right? And here it references I use. It's what do you use to actually do the work in your life, right? What are you using? What do you do? How does that work? Very practical. Capricorn's an earth energy. It's a pentacle energy. It's very focused on getting your ducks in a row right now. Definitely. All right. Well, let's see what we have going on. I mean, we do have this Venus and Virgo in your second house of resources. So I do like that going on for you. Because you've had the stellium in your sixth house of like a day-to-day work environment, which I'm sure has not been the easiest energy. Okay. Page of Wands. No idea. Okay. Sword. Ooh, you got the World card. We get the Hangman. Get the Hangman again. You guys are hanging upside down a lot this month. What's going on? Not this month, this week. It's only the week of October 10th, right? So it's, all right. So we have the Fool. We have the King of Swords working with the Fool, working with the Page of Cups, working with the Knight of Cups. So the King of Swords is all about staying very much in the mental. You're not allowing your emotions to wash over you. This is being very intentional, very strategic in your approach to your career. I like that because it's about really kind of breaking it down and getting very focused on the practical and pragmatic elements of something, right? It's just getting right to the heart of the matter. This is a Capricorn and Aquarius energy, right? Capricorn rules work, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which rules the future. Aquarius also is the 11th house, which has to do with our goals and our wishes. So you're very focused on doing some work towards your goals as you move forward. So we have this working with the Fool energy. The Fool energy was next, working with the King of Swords. So I like this again. This is a Uranus energy, focused on the future, having some sort of fresh hope within career, having to do with money, taking chances, some sort of new path, new adventure, some sort of new beginning. So a new idea. This could be a new opportunity within the workplace that you're in. Thinking about bringing yourself on a new path, so maybe you're getting yourself ready to prepare. Maybe you have to get some schooling, some sort of training, purchase some equipment maybe, because Uranus does rule technology. So maybe some of you are looking to start a podcast or start something on YouTube or anything on social media. But it is this kind of taking a chance, uncharted territory, thinking about something in a very, very new direction. We have a Page of Cups and the King of Cups. I love it. I love it. So this could indicate a new job offer. Page of Cups, something that really very much speaks to your heart. Okay? This, for some of you, you're going to be very interested in doing some sort of volunteer work. And I feel like some of you may be feeling that particularly now because the Jupiter sextiling Neptune. Because Neptune is that Pisces energy, which is very much a, really wanting to help people kind of energy. It's not the 11th house kind of humanitarian energy, but it is wanting to help people. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is about a new proposal coming in. So when it comes to career, this is a new job offer. This is something that very much speaks to your heart space. This is, and the fact that it's with the Page does indicate that it's something new. But it's weird. I feel like it's a new cycle inside something that you're already doing in one way or another, because it's not an ace, it's a page, which indicates a new cycle, right? So maybe you're going to be working differently. Maybe you're maybe you're going into business, but a different kind of business. But the fact that you will be in business is where it's like a new cycle for you. You may be changing departments wherever you're living. Maybe you do some sort of, like, if, let's say if you're a waitress or if you're a hairstylist, you're still practicing that, but maybe you're going to be changing locations of where you're working, something like that. But really good as well. This was in the recent past, okay? So things going differently. Then we have the world energy, which is fabulous. So we have the Page of Wands working with the world. It's the best card in the deck, my friends. Then we have Nine of Swords and Hangman. Okay. So, so you can feel like there's just so much change. I mean, Page of Wands is a new project. This is a creative idea. You have something beautiful brewing in your head, brewing. And we have that working with the world energy, which is about completing a goal or completing a lesson, something that you needed to learn. So for some of you, this may be, you know what? You reached your expiration date in that you were supposed to, however long you were supposed to work in that space, you reached it. That's it. And a lot of you were like, oh yeah, gee, thanks. If you ended up losing your job, I'm so sorry. But this is from an energetic perspective. I'm talking about that went as far as it was supposed to go. Some sort of lesson. Maybe some of you were like, you know what, I need to leave this job. Like I just need to venture out on my own and be very creative, and I want to do things differently. A lot of you guys having a fire in your belly do things differently, but the thing is this, because the world is Saturn energy and astrology, this is the best energy you could get out of the whole tarot deck, because Saturn gets a bad rap, right? People hear Saturn and they run for the hills because they're like, no, everything's going to be hard. Saturn's about no. It's the great malefic, right? This is what we call in astrology. But the thing is, when we go through Saturn energies, when we go through challenges, the biggest gifts are on the other side of that. There's no question. The ones that last decades long, right? Whereas, Jupiter energies, Jupiter blessings are short-lived. Saturn energies, Saturn's about age, right? It's about something taking a long time. So that gift is going to take a long time. And then we have this working with the Hangman and the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, I call this the 3 a.m. card. This is about anxiety. Some of you may be struggling with depression, concern though. Some of you may be struggling with nightmares, some sort of grief about something. So maybe something ended, like if you almost feel like pushed into a change. And it might feel very uncomfortable for you, creating some sort of anxiety because you don't really know what all of it is going to end up meaning. And it's confusing. And the reason you may be feeling anxious, Leo, is because you really don't know what's on the other side of that. Here we go with the Hangman energy again, right? I don't want to overtalk this energy, but that's what it is, right? It's really about the need to get a different perspective, pressing the pause button for a moment, and just feeling right now very unsure and unclear about what it is that you really want ultimately in the big picture, right? I mean, it's trying to gain this new perspective. And in trying to gain it, you may be struggling with, well, what if this, what if that, what if the other thing? You're going to have a hard time right now in this energy feeling fully like dug into. There's change, but you're going to feel a hard time feeling completely dug into a 100% positive mindset because you just don't know what's on the other side of it. Then we have in the near future, Queen of Cups. We have the Two of Swords working with the Queen of Cups, working with the Ace of Wands, working with the Three of Cups. So you know what? I like this. The Two of Swords is about understanding you need to make a decision right now, Leo. You need to make a decision and you need to compromise. Okay? There's no question, right? And then we have the Queen of Cups. This is about having that conversation with yourself. This is a Gemini and Cancer energy. What do you need to feel safe and secure? What does your home need? What do you need to feel grounded and rooted in something? Right? This is a beautiful energy. For some of you, you could be meeting a very nurturing person that provides some healing and support. They come in and they sort of help put things in perspective, or this is just you gaining perspective all on your own, right? It's very much of that kind of energy. And then we have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups. Fabulous. This is about a new project, right? The Ace of Wands, a new project, a new inspiration, the urge to create something. So some of you are going to have a strong urge to either branch out on your own, start something new. There's newness here. There's absolute newness here. And to have it with the Three of Cups, this is great because this is about having a circle of support. So you're really going to have what you need. You're going to feel good about where it is that you're going. So even though right now you don't have all of the answers, it's silly to say that in the week of the 10th, everything's going to fall into place. It may not, but you have to pay attention to the seeds that end up cracking open and growing, and growing you into a new direction. So we have the final outcome energies. We have the Page of Swords working with the Magician, working with the Five of Swords, working with the Knight of Pentacles. So the first thing we have is the Page of Swords. Again, Page of Swords can absolutely be this new cycle having to do with communication. So again, some of you may be getting onto social media, starting a vlog, starting a blog, starting a YouTube channel, doing something where you're reaching out to foreign lands, foreign cultures, some sort of putting yourself out there could certainly be that. But there's some sort of truth that is going to be coming out as the final outcome, the reality of something. You're not going to be able to avoid it. You're just not, right? And then we have the Magician. Magician's great. Again, this is an alchemical energy. It's all about Mercury blending together the 3rd and 6th house energy. So blending together solid communication, something that you need to learn that's going to incite change in your day-to-day work environment, that's going to incite an alleviation, let's say, of your anxiety and any sort of struggle that you're feeling in that workspace. But it is about doing it in a place where it's very focused, very creative, again, turning those visions into reality. And we have this working with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So look, the Knight of Pentacles is just being very reliable, being very patient, being very hardworking. But at the same time, some of you may be dealing with some sort of abusive relationship within the workplace, some sort of bullying sensibility. This is also associated with theft. So the final outcome here could be you getting into a situation where things end up not being the way that they were presented, right? Because whenever we have swords and we have the idea of theft, I always consider it like a bastardizing of the truth, of the reality of something, gaslighting, deflection, unhealthy communication, there being this sort of bullying mentality that you're needing to deal with. And that is part of the truth that's coming out. So whatever it is, it's not a healthy energy. It's like something is not healthy in the work environment. But with this Magician energy, I see you in a very focused and creative way, fixing it and doing exactly what it is that you need to do. There's like an inescapable truth. And you popping up and saying, all right, what do I need to do here? What needs to be done? Yeah, we have Scorpio, and we have, we do have this idea of Scorpio is going to be, Mercury is going to be retrograde in Scorpio in that 4th house. Some of you might be working from home. There might be a tension between your work life and your home life too, because the 4th house and the 10th house work opposite each other. We have the Sun here, so for good or bad, this is you guys, for good or bad, where is somebody's ego getting in the way? Your ego, somebody else's ego? And then we have the 11th house, which is about goals. What do you ultimately want? And what's getting in your way? And what needs to be transformed? That really is very straight up what that means, my friends, honestly. So, I do see the need to make some decisions, some compromise here as well. We have Jupiter, expansion, beautiful. So this is about being very optimistic, very generous, very open. It's a great energy. It also has to do with foreign lands, foreign cultures, right? Remember, and this is interesting to me because this is where Mars is retrograde for you guys. And remember, wherever the Mars is retrograde, we're putting our ducks in a row. So I feel like you're very focused on, again, your expansion, putting your ducks in a row and doing what you need to do, controlling what you can and realizing what you can't right now. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you right now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.